Hi and welcome to Live with Joy. I'm going to give it a few moments for everybody to come in and start to find that post, and then we're going to go over what we are doing today. I have a mat on my floor, and you may also notice, if you can see down to my feet, that I am barefoot today, but you do not have to be. You can have your sneakers on. I just am going to keep my feet barefoot since I'm home in the comfort of my own home. So I'm going to really ground my feet today by not having any shoes or anything on. What we are going to be focusing on today is our flexibility and flow. It's our flexibility and flow day. We are going to do 2 circuits on our feet, and then we will be on the ground for the rest of the class. So you do want to make sure that you have a mat or a comfortable surface, okay? And once again, for those of you who are just coming on, we've got our flexibility and flow, and you may notice that I'm barefoot today because I do want to put the energy of my feet into the ground. Since I am at home today, you guys can do it barefoot, you can do it with socks on, you can do it with your shoes on, whatever you feel most comfortable with, okay? Our flexibility and flow today is going to include a flowing movement for our first exercise. We'll have 2 exercises per circuit, and then a static hold for flexibility, okay? So that is going to be our movement today, movement patterns within the circuits. One that's going to be a flow and one that's going to be a static move, really to encourage that flexibility through whatever it is that we are holding, okay? So again, make sure you have your mat, soft surface, just something to be on that once you get to the ground. Our first 2 circuits will be on our feet, and we will start our warm up outside of those circuits with just a little bit of stretching, and then we'll get right into it, okay? So let me get some music going. All right here we're gonna ground those feet hip to shoulder width apart, and let's just start to take some shoulder rolls back as we start to just prepare that body to be ready for that work that we're gonna do today. And again, it's our flexibility and flow day, so we are going to have some movement and some static holds today, so that we are working some flow movements, and we are also working some flexibility as we either move through the exercises or whatever it is that we are holding. Let's go one more time. Get those shoulders down and back, bring the hands to the front as we hinge forward and reach to the floor. Come on up, and then open up that chest as you come up. Bring the hands in front of you, hinge forward to reach for the floor. Rise up and open. Hinge forward and reach. Come on up and open up. Good. 2 more times just like this. And 1 more time. Open and hold. Let's step those feet in. Bring those arms up. Release the index fingers. Extend and lengthen towards the ceiling. And take a nice little hinge side to side. You guys stay right there. I'm just going to lower this a little bit. So just so we have it in the background. Nice and gentle and easy right here from side to side. And now let's take a gentle hold to one side. Really lengthen those arms up and out. And then rise up and over to the side. Take a little pause and hold right there. And then lengthen back up. Lower those arms halfway. Take it right here. Open up and lengthen those arms out and away. Let's windmill and reach for that foot. Windmill those arms and reach for the opposite foot. Good. Just lengthen out in opposite directions. Again, just getting everything ready. First circuit is going to still kind of continue to warm up, but also activate some muscles as well. So we just want to really engage that movement right here and that lengthening. Couple more times right here. Just getting that body ready to go. And we're going to go 1 more time on each side right after this. And last one on the other side, and then come on up. Okay, so let me show you your first 2 exercises for your first circuit. We're going to do our good mornings where our feet are about hip to shoulder width apart, maybe a little bit wider, whatever feels comfortable. Interlock those fingers behind the head, open up that chest, and you're going to hinge forward with a straight back wherever you can go, and come on up. Goal is to really open up that chest and keep those elbows back, keeping that back nice and flat as you come down, okay? Then we're going to bring our feet together, and then from this position, lower the arms down, lift, and our hold is going to come here in that chair position. Feet together, knees together, and think about really lengthening up as you're nice and strong through the lower part of that body, okay? So let's start to get those feet grounded. Again, the hip, shoulder width apart, maybe a little bit more if you want to. Bring it up, interlock the fingers if you can, loosely behind the ears if you can't, but really open up that chest and press those elbows back. You want to have a super active back as you do this. And then from here, start to hinge forward with that flat back and come on up. You want to feel that nice stretch all the way down through those hamstrings. So we're doing this with time today. You've got 30 seconds here, and then you're going to have 30 seconds in that hold 4 times each. Sometimes you'll notice that the holds are going to be harder than the actual movement. So hang in there, break from the holds if you need to, and then go back to it if you can, or just wait for that next one and take a little rest, wherever you need to take it. We have just 5 seconds of transition time in between each one. Let's get that last one in. Step those feet together. Get in position here as you start to lower down, rise those arms up. So you decide how low you want to go, and you decide how high you want those arms to come up. But I really want you to think about lengthening those arms away from the body. Thumbs are up, palms are facing each other, and we're using those strong back muscles to come up, lengthening out through the shoulders, keeping those feet and knees together, pressing those hips down, but also lifting that chest up. Hang in there. Last 2 and 1. Rise up, step out into your wider position, interlock loosely behind the ears, and you're right into that second set. So some of these are going to feel like pretty strong moves. Some of them are going to feel good. Do the best that you can. Those strong ones, the ones that are harder for you, like you'll see, you should have a super active back right here. You should really be feeling those back muscles activating to stay in this position, in that upper part of that back and shoulders. So you've got strong work, you've got flexibility work today. You're going to have balance work. Bring those feet together, hands to your side, and from this position, start to lower down and lengthen up. Find where you can settle into that pose. Lengthen out and hold. Breathe. Really feel that energy. You're going to really feel it in the back for this circuit, especially that upper back. Super activated in both of these movements. One in the move and one in the hold. Lengthen out. Really reach and extend. Start to gently make your way back up. Step it out wide. Again, interlocking. Getting that nice activated upper back, and then hinging forward, getting that nice stretch and flexibility through the back of those legs, and hinging forward, and then pulling back up from that hinge position. Make sure you are focused on your breathing as well. Inhale and exhale. I like to inhale through my nose and exhale out through my mouth. That seems to give me the best breathing pattern. You decide what feels best for you. Bring those feet together, and right here, start to lower down, rise the arms up, and settle into wherever you feel you can manage, holding that, lengthening out. I know it's getting tough. By the time we get here, keep breathing through it, lengthen out, because you are almost done. One more set is coming up. Stay still as you can. And gently rise up from it. Let's go right into our last set, guys. Finish it out. Open up and gently hinge forward. Again, find that nice, gentle movement in those moving exercises. And find where you can manage to hold in those static positions. Keep those elbows back. I know that they want to pull out of it because that back is really, really having to be strong through this circuit. Hang in there for that last one. Step those feet together. Make sure those shoulders are down. And start to make your way into your last and final hold here in circuit number 1. Breathe. Lengthen those arms out. Don't let those elbows start to bend now. Really engage everything here. At the same time, lengthening out through that upper body, reaching up towards that ceiling with the back, with the arms. And gently start to come up. Good, shake it out, get some water if you need. Resetting that clock, and I'm gonna show you your next two movements right here, okay? And this is gonna be your last one standing up. We're gonna get those legs out wide, toes slightly turned out. Our arms are gonna stay here as we come into a nice plie squat. So really turn those toes out where you can, okay? And from here, we're gonna rotate into a lunge, arms come up. Center, and then to the other side. So you're gonna move whatever you feel comfortable with. If you don't want to move into the lunge, you can stay here if you'd like to. Hands on the hips the entire time if you need to rest those arms. And then our hold is gonna come from here into our warrior three, holding and extending and lengthening away from the body. So if your arms start to really feel like it's too much, place the hands on the hips for the movement. So when you get to that warrior three, you can extend those arms out, okay? All right, so right here, get the legs out, toes turned out, hands on the hips, or here if you're gonna work through the movement of those arms. And you're gonna start by taking that bend center, rotating, reaching the arms up and into that lunge, back to your center, and then over to the other side. And just flow through that as slow and as controlled as you can. This doesn't have to be anything fast. We are thinking about going down, lengthening up. So I want to stretch my inner thighs right there. Lengthen. Good. Hands on the hips if you need to. Good. Now take it over. I have my right foot in front. I'm going to lift up. Start to get the energy into my front leg. Now you can stay here if you need, or find again where you can go and manage. Now you need to notice what leg you are on. I am on the right, so I want to do the left on that next set. Lengthen everything and stay strong in that standing leg. Breathe. Good, come on down, back to the center. Hands on the hips if you need to take a rest with those arms. Right here, if you want to keep them going, yes, you're going to feel that shoulder burn. So even though we're lengthening and extending, by keeping them up, shoulder height and above, you are keeping those shoulders activated and we are working some strength, working those muscles. All right, now I want to make my way over to the other side, right here, getting in position and starting to bring it up onto my left leg, lengthening and extending in opposite directions, breathing, holding. That breath is going to help me stay here. If you do need to take the arms away, again, they can be on the hips if they need to be. Here, if you can manage to keep them extended. Good, gently coming back to the center again. Hands on the hips if you need. Staying up, here, and then here. Here as we come center. Yep, I was wrong on that one. Right here as we come center, if you're moving those arms. Good, work that flow of movement from that plie into your lunge. Good, now I want to come onto the other side where I was for that first set. Start to get strong into that front leg, hinging everything forward, extending in opposite directions. You can't manage to keep those arms where they are. Take a moment here. I know my arms are struggling at the moment. I'm going to come here just for a moment and then start to lengthen back out. Lifting, reaching. And back to the center as those arms come down. And right here, we got one more set, guys. Move the arms if you can. Hands on the hips if you need to give them a moment out of this position. Keep breathing. I know I'm feeling those legs and those arms. I want to take it to the other side. So this is where I'm going to bring myself. Come on up. Slide in to make sure that left leg is carrying that weight. Hold. And again, if the arms are struggling, I'm going to bring them here for a moment just so I can get that strength to come back here for 15 seconds. Breathe and hold. Lift. Make any adjustments you need to in that hold to make it even stronger. Last 2 and 1. Awesome job, guys. Get smart if you need. We're going to start to bring it down to the floor. All right, so I'm just going to adjust that camera. Hi, guys. All right, this way you can see my mat now. Okay, watch me for your first exercise. Our flow or movement is going to be right here. Actually, let's start in child's pose. So you're going to get that nice stretch with those shoulders that we were just working. Come on down onto your belly, reach into Superman. Give me those angel arms, pull it back, and press it up, okay? And then our hold, we're going to take our left hand, rest our forehead on it, grab that right foot, and just hold a nice quad stretch, and we'll switch those legs each time, okay? So that one should feel somewhat good. If you can't grab, you are just gonna try to reach for it. If you can grab, you're holding, okay? So let's start here in that child's pose, and then I'll start that clock once we start that movement. So sit back on those heels, and from here, lower down onto that belly, reach into Superman, circle those arms, pull back, and then press back up into your child's pose. 30 seconds on that clock. Starting right now. So from your child's pose into your Superman, your angel arms, pull it back and come on up. And you're working at your own pace. Find that flow of movement that works for you. What pace you want to take with it is completely up to you. Good. See if you can just finish out your movement and then place your forehead on your left hand, grab your right, and just hold and stay right there for a nice quad stretch. Breathe through it. 30 seconds. You don't have to move. This one is not as strong. This is more for flexibility here. Take a moment right here in that hold. And release. Press it up into your child's pose. Let's start right here. And back into child's pose to Superman. Angel arms. And bring it back. And into your child's pose. Make sure you're looking straight down at that floor as you go into your Superman and your angel arms. Don't look up. Don't take that neck out of alignment with that spine. All right, put that right hand on the floor, forehead on top of that. Grab your left foot if you can grab it. If not, trying to reach for it best you can. Holding for flexibility right here of that quad. Breathe, enjoy that moment while you stretch that quad. Use that arm if you're holding on, really use the strength to pull that leg in towards you and release. Press it up, start in your child's pose position right here. And move from that child's pose into your Superman, your angel arms, bring it back and press it back up into your child's pose. Really appreciate that movement when you can. Good. We are going to take the forehead back onto that left hand, grab the right, and hold it. Breathe through that hold. Feel that stretch in the quad, front part of that leg. That's what we are focusing on right now for flexibility. And release, last and final set coming up. Sitting back on those heels in your child's pose position, lowering down, lengthening into Superman, circling those arms and pulling back. Get that last one in, and then rest your forehead onto the right hand. Grab that left, hold, and pull. Enjoy that moment, breathe through it. Something that may be painful for if you have those tight quads, this will be a must stretch for you. And release and take a moment. Get some water if you need it, okay? Watch me for your next moves right here, and I'll give you some options, but let me show you the harder movement first, which is going to be your single leg down dog. You can just do a down dog, okay? So lift up, press the heels to the ground, get that nice lengthening here, and you can come to your knees if you need every time, or right back to that plank position. Now, if you want something a little bit extra, you're gonna go for that single leg every time as you push up, and if you need a break in between, again, put those knees down and then pop up into that single down dog. If that's too much, just lengthen those legs out from all fours, one at a time if you need to, okay? And then we're gonna pop up so we can bring one leg underneath into our pigeon pose right here, and we're gonna hold. Now you can stay up here, you can look up and get a stretch, you can just hold center, you can take it down onto the forearms, or you can really lengthen it out if you've got that flexibility to do so, okay? So find where you wanna be in that hold. Once again, deeper, less deep, you decide where you wanna be. Okay, so your options once again, you can simply lengthen out one leg at a time. You can do a down dog, come back to your knees, a down dog back to your plank, or a single leg down dog back to your knees or into that plank. Get set and go. Wherever you want to be for that flow movement, take it into the movement of that exercise, okay? So again, either just extending and bending, hopping up into a full down dog and back to your knees, down dog and into your plank, single leg down dog, rest in between if you need to, or in that plank position, keeping strength as you move. So we're gonna start with that right side. I'm gonna pick up that leg, bring it underneath me. Now you may only be here and not even be able to put the hips down. So find where you can be. If you can get those hips down, you're here. If this is already super tight, stay here. If you are a little more flexible and you can come down on those forearms, go ahead. And if you are even more flexible and you want to slide those hands out and bring your forehead to the ground, that's where you can hold it. But again, don't move on if you're not flexible enough to do so. Good, make your way back up, and again, either starting on all fours, extending one leg at a time, popping up into that full down dog, back to your knees if you need to, full down dog into a plank, single leg down dog, back to your knees to rest in between, or that single leg down dog into a full plank to keep strength the entire time. So once again, find where you are, And work that extension, especially if you're working that single leg down dog. And now we're gonna go to that left leg, pick it up to get it underneath the body. And again, you might be just right here, not even able to put those hips down. That might be enough of a stretch. Hips down if you can. And then from here, if you're flexible enough, down to the forearms. And again, if you feel like you need even more, extend and lengthen and hold right there. Find where you can go. Don't move on if your hips are tight and you're not ready to do so yet. Make your way back up. And again, your flow of movement comes here from tabletop, one leg at a time. Your full down dog with both feet on the floor. Single leg if you can. Coming to the knees if you need in between each one. Or right here, single leg into your full plank. Every time maintaining more strength here. And going back to that right side, so take that leg up and underneath you. And again, you might only be able to be here without dropping those hips down. If you can, dropping those hips down. Staying here, if you feel flexible enough, down on those forearms. And if you feel even more flexible, extend and lengthen the arms, forehead towards the floor. Find where you can be. If you're not able to drop the hips down to the floor yet, you're certainly not going to be here. You're still going to be on the hands and you're still going to be up here. All right, one more time with that movement. Here, one leg at a time from your tabletop. Pressing up into your full down dog, or moving on to your single down dog. Knees down in between if you need, or maintaining that full plank in between each one to really hold on to that strength. And we're gonna go to that left side to get that leg underneath your body. And again, you might just be here dropping the hips down or working on getting those hips down if you can. If the hips are down and you feel more flexible, come down on the forearms. And again, even from there, you can get deeper into it by extending and lengthening those arms out. And right there, holding wherever you can manage it. And release, come on up, resetting that clock. Take a moment from there. Get some water if you need. All right, next move, we're gonna go to our knee sway. So our arms are gonna be out to the side, our legs are gonna be up. We're gonna sway it to one side now. If you can get all the way down, give me a little extension of that leg, and then go to the other side, and give me a little extension of that leg to get deeper into that move. But if that's too much, just work your swaying side to side. And then we're gonna come center. We're gonna take one knee, hug it in by interlocking those fingers, pressing it off to the side of the body, and staying right there and as deep of a hug as we can manage, breathing through it, okay? All right, so let's get ourselves in position. I'll start that clock in a moment. We're gonna take the feet and knees together, about 90 degrees bent, and start to sway to one side. And again, if you can get all the way to that side, give me a little extension at the top, only if you can, and then over to that other side. 30 seconds on the clock, finding that movement that works for you with that knee sway from one side to the other. And again, if you can add that added leg extension on the top, but if you don't have the flexibility to bring those knees all the way down and add that, you do not have to, okay? Just do the knee sway and work on getting those knees as close to the ground as you can. Come back to the center, take that right leg, extend the left, press it in towards your body, and then take it slightly off to the side, and really use your upper body strength to pull that knee in towards you and off to the side of your body. So almost try to imagine you're bringing that knee towards the outside of your shoulder, towards your underarm, not just in towards your chest, but off to the side of the body as well, which will open things up even more and give it a nice tight squeeze. Good, release it down, take the arms to the side, straighten out that leg for a moment, then come back up into your bent knee position and start to sway and extend and lengthen that leg if you can. Over to the other side, extend and lengthen. Again, find the movement that works for you. You've got some options. Make your way back to the center, grab onto the left leg, extend the right, start by pressing it in right towards your chest, and then gently take it off to the side of your body. That's gonna open up things even more so, and give it a nice tight squeeze, and just hold it there and breathe through it. Good, find some energy in that moment to really press into that leg, so that you can really give it a nice opening and a good stretch. We're gonna lengthen that leg out first, arms to your side, bring it up, and start your knee sway. Once again, if you can, extending and lengthening the top leg. Once you take it off to the side, closest to the ground, only extend it if you can get those knees close to the ground and you feel comfortable in that extension. Otherwise, you're just working on the knee sway without that extension. Get that last one in, come to the center, and you are going back to that right side. Pull it in, take it off to the side, breathe, give it a nice tight squeeze, hold it there, press it off to the side and in towards you. Use your bicep muscles in your arms to really squeeze that leg in. The tighter you can get it, the more stretch you're gonna get, the more blood flow when you release it right there. Extend it first, bring it up into those bent knees, sway to one side, extend and lengthen, and up and over to the other side. Make your way back to the center, grabbing that left leg for your final hold right here. Extend and lengthen the right. Pull it in, pull it off to the side, and settle into that position by really using your upper body strength to pull in and out with that leg, holding it in position wherever you can, and breathe. You want to make sure you're breathing through those static holds. And release, and hold there for a moment. And I'm going to show you your last and final circuit right here. We're gonna take those feet hip width apart, feet flat, arms are gonna be at your side, and we're gonna go into our shoulder bridge where we come up. I do want you to hold there for a moment. Circle those arms, just like we did angel arms on the floor, but now we're gonna circle those arms in the opposite direction with the head up. Okay, breathing through it, really taking your time with that, and you're holding up through the hips the entire time as you circle. And then we're gonna lower down and come up into our dead bug. Now you can come right here hugging underneath your legs. If you wanna get deeper into this move, take the hands to the inside of those feet and press down from there. And you're gonna simply hold that position right there as you press or you hug, okay? Let's take those feet on the floor. We'll start, and then I'll start that clock. Round those feet. Arms going to be at your side with the palms down. And from here, push your feet into the floor as you peel your hips up off of the floor. Once you get into that nice high position, you're holding it. Circle those arms. Take them flat down and lower all the way down. All right, you continue right there for 30 seconds. Just like that. Lift up into that shoulder bridge. Circle those arms, and then nice and easy, lowering yourself back down. Good, really activate, heel up, squeeze and hold, circle, and gently lower down. Good, and now from here, we're gonna lift the legs up, give it a hug right here, really pull it in. If you wanna get deeper into it, hands come on the inside of those feet, and we're pressing down on those legs, pushing those knees down to the side of the body, and just holding and breathing right there. Good, open up those hips, such a good stretch, a good hip opener. And release, legs down, arms at your side. Round those feet, start to push those feet into the floor as you heel up through those hips. Hold and squeeze, circle the arms so you can stay up there for a moment and lower that spine back down. Push the feet in, peel it up, hold it, circle those arms, and gently lower back down. So important to get that flexibility in. Nice gentle movement sometimes, but at the same time, we're keeping these movements strong, so you're still working strength today. Hug it in here, or on the inside of those feet and press down. Even in this hold, you're using your upper body strength to push or to hug. And then in a lot of those other moves, just hold that position or move through that position. You're using a lot of muscle control and strength. And release, feet are gonna come down, hands are gonna come to the floor. Round those feet, start to push those feet into the floor as you peel those hips up, squeeze those glutes, circle the arms, and lower down. It's so nice to sometimes really think about that movement that you're doing, not having to rush through it, but really taking your time and thinking about what is happening with that body and making that connection with your breath, your movement, and sometimes just those simple holds. Finish it up, and then once again, lift and hug, or take the hands on the inside of those feet and press down. Good, really get those legs up and really open them up to the side of that body. Press down or hug from underneath those legs. Either way is fine. When you open things up in those joints and in those muscles, you release toxins from the body. Super important to do that. Feet flat, arms at your side, press those feet down. Lift, squeeze those glutes and circle. Let's get that last set in, guys. You are so close and almost done right here. Finish up that last one. Gently lower down. Lift those legs up and hug from underneath. Or come to the inside of those feet and press down. Make sure you're breathing. You're not holding that breath. You are breathing through those presses, those squeezing, that hold, that opening. and release. Let everything just lengthen out and stay right here for a moment. Just allow that breath. Inhale and exhale. Take a moment and just connect your breath. Inhale through the nose and exhale through the mouth. 2 more times. Inhale. Exhale it. And 1 more time. Inhale. And exhale. And from here, we're going to hug those knees in to roll ourselves up or come to your side. Let's rotate over onto all fours. Just take a little bit of a cat-cow while we're down here, tucking that chin in, rounding up, opening up through those rear upper back that you worked so hard on today in some of those exercises. And now cat right here into that arch back, looking up. And back into that rounded spine, chin tucked in. Take a moment here and really press through it. Push those hands to the ground as you open up through that upper back. Hold that belly up to the ceiling. And then release, arch, and look up. And let's take those toes on the ground. Start to lift ourselves up, walking those hands in, and stay here for a moment. Lengthening out through those legs, and then start to roll yourself up from here. Once you come up, roll those shoulders back and down. Just going to bring you up. Good. Start to roll. Good. Take a moment right here. And good. One more time. Take those hands on those thighs. Let's hinge forward. And then round that spine up here on our feet. Open everything up. Allow that vertebra in your spine to separate. And then take a flat back down and roll all the way up, allowing that head to come up last. And then roll those shoulders back one more time. 2 more. Last one. And we're going to take 2 deep breaths in right here. And exhale. One more time in. And exhale down. And you guys are all done. Thank you so much for joining me. We've got 1 day left of this week. Tomorrow will be our HIIT mix. If you enjoyed this workout and you want to do it again, kind of improve on those moves, get deeper into them, really allowing that flexibility and that flow to happen, then make sure that you share, save, or you come back to this page, click on videos, and all the videos, including this one, will be there for you anytime you are ready to take on that challenge. So thank you so much for joining me. Tomorrow we will be indoors at the JCC in the studio. I will be there. I will be leading the class tomorrow. It will be a HIIT mix. So please feel free to come and join me. And if you do, at 9:30 in the morning, make sure you register for that class at the MIYJCC.org. You can also get it virtual at home, but please feel free to join me inside the studio. 9:30 is our start time tomorrow. I will see you all then. Thank you so much for joining me on this snowy, cold morning from home. Tomorrow, back in the studio. I will see you there. Bye-bye.